Hello, faithful listeners. The plan for this week was to give you some little bloopers, etc. But unfortunately, I have lost them. I don't know what's happened to them. I can't find them anywhere. So instead, what you're getting is me reading some ancient Tumblr posts, which is what I do as a warm-up. So the idea for part one, Sam, little performance note for you here that I give myself, is that he basically opens almost every episode sounding as though he's just been laughing is the aim. So I would sit down and I read these Tumblr posts and I just keep going, reading them as a warm-up until the point where I start laughing. So yes, and I'm going to just share those with you now. And I'm sorry about the bloopers. There will be some bloopers, I think, for part two. But you won't be getting those until September, so I don't know why I'm bringing it up. And yes, a couple of other things before I play you my fantastic Tumblr warm-ups. I'm only going to give you the highlights because obviously I read about 3 or 4 before every time I sit down and record, which is what, at this point, 20 episodes. Yeah, roughly 120, so I'm not going to play you the whole thing, just a few fun ones. And yeah, before I dive into that, I have a couple of very brief announcements to make. We've opened a Ko-fi shop. Is it Ko-fi or coffee? I'm never sure if I'm saying it right. We have a shop over there on kofi.com/hanging slots. There's a link in the description for that, and you can get a bunch of digital products. But that's all available over there. And we've also opened another shop where you can get physical merch. And as of me saying this right now, there are a few final things that I need to get into place before I actually know what the link is going to be, so I won't say the link now, but it will be in the description, so you'll be able to find that out. And if you go over to our Twitter, which is @Hanging Sloths, I will be posting about that right now as you're listening, probably. So we have the digital shop on Ko-fi, and the physical shop is also opening. And of course, if you want to do other things, you can still donate to us on Ko-fi. It's not just a shop; you can still just send a couple of pounds or a couple of dollars our way if that's what you want to do. And as always, there are no obligations to do any of that, and you should think of yourselves first before thinking of us in these financial terms, and especially in these times of hardship that we are currently going through. But yes, it's very exciting. There's merch now. There's Hanging Sloths merch and Spirit Box Radio's merch, and it's all very cool and happening. Yes, so all of those links will be in the description. And without further ado, here is me bungling my way through reading some Tumblr posts until the point at which I start laughing. Have fun. All the fish. I went to this girl's party the week after she beat me. I went to this girl's party the week after she beat the shit out of my friend. While everyone was getting trashed, I went around putting tuna inside all the curtain rods, so weeks went past and they couldn't figure out why the house smelled like festering death. They caught me through this video where these guys at the party were singing Beyonce and I was in the background with a can of tuna. How to win at video games. When I was little, I would go on Nickelodeon.com all the time, and they had this game similar to Club Penguin, except it was called Nicktropolis. And if you forgot your password, the security question you could choose was, what's your eye colour? And if you got it right, it'd tell you the password. So I'd go to popular locations in Nicktropolis and write down random usernames who were also in those areas, and then I would log out and type in the username as if it were my own and see which of the usernames had a security question set to, what is your eye colour? Which was most of them, since it was easy and we were all kids. I would then try either brown, blue or green and always get in. And I would go to their house and sell all of their furniture and decorations to my own accounts. And if I didn't want it, I could sell it for money. Okay, that's evil. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Drama at my drama class. One time, my drama class's teacher had gone home sick and we were just put in a classroom with a movie to entertain us for the period when the alarm went off. None of us were sure if it was the fire alarm or the lockdown alarm, so we all headed out into the hall to check that no one was out there. So we head back in and climb under our desks, as it is lockdown procedure. Cut to an hour or so later when the teacher bursts in and nearly dies of relief because the school was on fire and we were the only students not accounted for, and half the faculty and fire department had been searching for us for ages. Literally the whole school was filled with smoke and we kept super safe under our wooden desks. Oh my god. Number 15, my favourite teacher. One time in 6th grade, we were at recess, and while I was running around to my friends, I just so happened to kick a huge rock. Keep in mind I was wearing flip-flops, so it hurt like hell. And without thinking, I shouted at the top of my lungs, "Motherfucker!" And with my god-awful luck, my maths teacher was sitting at the bench right beside me. And he took me inside to what I thought was yell at me, but he just couldn't stop laughing and sent me back outside with a literal candy bar. He is still my favourite teacher I've ever had. That's quite nice, that one. Lotion boy. One time in my chemistry class, while the teacher was talking, this guy asked loudly, "Does anyone have any lotion?" The teacher stopped talking as some girl gave him some hand lotion. The guy proceeds to slowly rub the lotion on his face as the whole class watches him in confusion. The teacher asks him what he's doing, and he responds with, "I forgot to moisturise this morning," and puts even more on his face. The teacher asks him to go into the hall to finish his moisturising because he's being a distraction, and after about 10 minutes he still hasn't come back in, so someone opens the door to check and he's still smearing lotion all over his face. He finally comes back in and hands the girl her lotion, and he's used up half of it. Now people call him Lotion Boy. So one time I was home alone and it was around dinner time when I decided to make myself something to eat. I opened the freezer and dug around in it until I found what appeared to be chicken nuggets in an unopened plastic bag that for some reason didn't have any cooking instructions. Thinking that my parents must have thrown away the box for box tops, I called my mum to ask how long and at what temperature to cook chicken nuggets. She told me both of them, and I laid out about 20 on one tray and stuck it in the oven, setting a timer before I walked out of the kitchen. When it was almost time to get my chicken nuggets, I walked in to a cinnamon-scented kitchen. I searched all over that kitchen, trying to find the cinnamon scent leading me to the oven. I decided to turn on the oven lights to see if maybe Mum had stuck some cookies in the oven and forgotten to bake them, but instead I found out that that the tray my chicken nuggets were on had cookies on it instead. As I'm trying to process what happened, I hear the front door open and my mum shout delightedly, "Ooh, what's that smell?" She walks into the kitchen and catches my confused expression. That's when the spark ignited and she realised exactly what had happened. Somehow, in some form, I had accidentally baked snickerdoodles, and this is why my parents can never take my cooking seriously. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm sorry it wasn't exactly what I had been planning, and next time I'm sure I will have some bloopers in place for you, although I've got some plans actually in place for between seasons 1 and 2, but yes, we will cross that bridge when we come to it, if indeed we come to it. We will be coming to it. Time is still passing. I've been told, anyway. I think I've been existing in the same day for about, I think it's been about 800 years since January. Yes. Anyway, I will speak to you next week when you will have the last week of the break is next week, and I will be recapping the first part of season 1 for you all briefly, for those of you who want a little refresher in your mind, and for anybody who just wants to jump in at that point. So that's what we're doing next week. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for tuning in and staying spooky with us, and yeah, I'll speak to you all next time.
Tune in, get spooky.